Hello, my name is Denny. I'm a researcher at University of São Paulo, Brazil. Previously, I was a visiting researcher there at EA University, and now I am part of the ASAP chapter Brazil. Our topic today is food security, traceability, and sustainable pasture. Why those three aspects are very important and can change production and also the triple crisis. This is my CV to those who are interested in know a little bit about myself. And without further ado, I established with my research, I tried to establish a direct link between meat traceability, pasture restoration, and the necessity to implement climate technologies to enable those tracking with devices, IoT, things like that. And this is essential to ensure food security, also decarbonization, also protect the biodiversity, prevent pollution, and with all those benefits, also bringing a competitive advantage. I will show why I take this conclusion. First, why I'm studying this subject, pasture restoration specifically in Brazil, is a thing that can bring back to production a huge amount of land that now is being wasted, so we can put food, feed, fibers, bio products all in this area that now are unproductive. At the same time, we can change and implement an economic model of sustainable economy. I call the sustainable circular bioeconomy. And this brings climate justice, especially to Brazil, where an estimate about the drought economics, just to give one number, says that if you invest $1 in nature-based solutions, preventing this desertification, degradation, you get back $27. So it's very important things to bear in mind. And Brazil is a huge production of cattle, especially to the foreign market. I will show the numbers in a while. The methods I chose to implement in this research is qualitative analysis. I analyze documents, laws, policies, and papers, of course, systematically, and then implement survey, semi-structures, interview with experts in the field to get a stakeholder mapping, a network influence, also to be able to appoint some legal and regulatory aspects that are important to serve as nudges or need to be changed by the government or by implementation of the policy in the way that is. So this is not a standalone research. It's part of a bigger, much bigger research, and it has three pillars. One is the pastures for sea, that has many researchers, mainly from the agronomic area, to find ways to better manage the pasture and promote these sustainable practices. The second pillar is the integrated agriculture systems, also interdisciplinary research with many researchers that tries to quantify, study empirically what are the gains of integrating biodiversity into the agricultural systems. And also the Restore Sea, that's about reforestation, especially with native species, and the ability of these practices to remove GHG. About the scale here, this map shows that the pasture in Brazil, all the areas that are painted in yellow, red, or green are pasture land. So this is where in Brazil we have cattle. You can see that the green parts are very few, so all the other parts, yellow and red, shows that the area, the soil, is already in a level of degradation. That's very important to stop and revert. We now have these specific characteristics. It's not only here. Latin America and Caribbeans are also facing land degradation, not only by cattle, but also all by other land usages. But I would like to bring to attention that here in the legal Amazon, it's an area where you will find many states. Not really the biome itself is a much broader, but it's this part here. I'm not sure if you can see my pointer, but the legal Amazon is not only Pará, Amazonas, Rondônia, Roraima, Acre, but also Mato Grosso, Maranhão here, and Tocantins. So it represents, the cattle there represents 40% of the national herd nowadays being produced. So these new areas being expanding to the Amazon is basically illegal and done by real estate speculation. It's a problem here in Brazil. I will be happy to elaborate on this topic for those who are interested. And this map shows exactly where are the main production. You can see that in 2004, the last numbers that I have, the verge of the Amazon was and also here in the southeast are the main production, with Mato Grosso, the one here in the center, down, state of Brazil, being the bigger producer. And this is not only a Brazilian problem. Why? Because most of the production there where I show you in the map is not to Brazilian consumers. We export a lot. These are the numbers. China is the main importer of Brazilian cattle and also beef, and also United States, the Emirates, Europe, and also other countries. So you can see here that almost half of it, 46%, is to China, and then comes United States with 10%. So it's a huge international market for Brazil. Then, is it possible to have a sustainable production? What is that? What are we trying to link and develop in our other projects? This production that's sustainable have to have meat, milk with high efficiency. This means little inputs to very much production, to a lot of production. This is equal to low environmental impact. The lower, the best. Also, zero deforestation, not only legal deforestation, but zero deforestation at all. Rational land use, intensifying the production when it is possible, and also integrated systems with this in the same place, using cultivating crops, livestock, and also forestry. And then of course restoring degraded pasture. Another point is to control the methane that is possible with diet and pasture management. Also intensive finishing. Those animals stay for a shorter time, but very intensified to get weight fast, so you can have a better product with less time and less methane emission. Also, waste management with biodigesters, and taking care of animal welfare. In Brazil, this methane emission is very significant. Is almost the agriculture production respond to 75% of the CH4 emissions. Also important to manage the humidity of the soil and the health of the soil. It's very rare nowadays to have this policy of monitoring the soil health quality, but it is absolutely important if we want to reduce erosion, use the inputs very rationally, so we don't pollute the soil, and in a way that we can improve infiltration of the water, for example with integrated systems, and also rotating the production, so we don't have the over pasture in the same area that compromises the infiltration of the water. So also we have to have technologies to assess, and also a very important question in Brazil is how to bring this technology and these better practices to the small and medium-sized farmers. So we need to have a policy that has technical assistance and green credits to this matter, and also better practices converted in prices, so we can gain access to qualified market like the European or the Chinese with this sustainable production. And the term that we use is that the goal is to have a climate resilient production. What this means exactly is that the production in the end will be more adapted to heat, drought, diseases, price crashes, and also at the same time be able to provide nature-based solutions to mitigate, so it eventually can, even if an integrated system is well managed, can eventually function like a GHG gases sink. So instead of emitting, it can sequester more than emits. That's very important to the planet as well. But all this, what actually changes? We have first pasture restoration, rotation, integrated systems, shading with foresters together, and also the age of the termination of the animals. The method basically is genetic improvement, diets with additives to make less gases, but also the faster finishing helps in this, and the waste management as well with the biodigester that I mentioned before. The water and soil is important to implement terracing, dams, and also have a concern about the drinking distribution, drinking water distribution between the production. Biosecurity, the zoonosis control, and vaccination or the special spaces for protect the production from the heat waves or floods, for example. And so this climate resilient is having one especially differentiation, that is the response to extreme weather events. So this is the main question that we have to think about, how to design our new form of sustainable production to put in place this easier to survive herd. For the concept of the EPCC, the resilient production, so we have to bear in mind mitigation, adaptation, fairness, equity, and inclusive governance and continuous assessment of trade-offs. Then we can identify that we have the traceability here as a very important condition, because we cannot access those key indicators, what is being done, which is the balance of GHG or things like that, if we don't have traceability. Oh my god, my time is is going fast. I have to increase the speed here. Sorry. And let me talk very rapidly about these interconnections of topics. First, we have to think nature-based solutions put in place with this. For this, we have to think traceability as a condition. We cannot have monitoring, report, and verification if we don't have traceability. Also, a very important point to pasture restoration. We have to be able to put in production again the land that is not being used intensively, and it can be if we restore it. And also the importance of finance and capacity building, because if we don't have this capacity building and cooperation, technological cooperation, we cannot bring all those topics together. So the importance of this pasture restoration. You see the photo here is how most of the areas that has been pasture in the past are now looking like, and we have to transition to the other type, or even better, to put other kinds of pasture in place, more diverse. So we need to have soil quality, reduce erosion, promote biodiversity, and have therefore a healthier and more resilient ecosystem. So what are the, oh my gosh, my time, sorry, the traceability initiatives in Brazil? We have this identification plan that's basically public policy that have already been in place for a while, and it has a batch control and identification per animal control, and also now with a program that is called the Brazilian program of sustainability. We will have the Selo Verde. What is the Selo Verde? Is the platform that cross-reference the official data sets that we have already in Brazil. So it is in implementation phase. It's not all running at the moment, but it is something that is already in place and being implemented. And also what another question is that another point important to traceability in Brazil is that we have external regulatory pressure, not only by Europe and China, but also by companies. So the importers are demanding this kind of control. Two public policies in Brazil is one specifically to restoration, is Caminho Verde, Green Path, and the other one is low carb agriculture. Plan ABC is ABC is more than 20 years old. This plan, and is very effective, but it can be escalated. So, and then the last point is about the competitive advantage. If we have traceability, we promote restoration, we bring with that competitive advantage in price, in access to better markets, and also guarantee that corporate image is not tainted with scandals or things like that. So the main conclusions from the research so far, is an ongoing research, is not finished yet, is that we have to, in order to have our NDCs, the national commitments of Brazil matched, we have to have this traceability in place. A lot of land restored, productivity increased, public implementations of the laws, policy implementation of the laws that already exist, and improvement of the regulation, guarantee market value and compliance, and also promote finance aid to especially to the small producers to be able to do this changing. So this is basically what I had in mind to talk today. Here is my ResearchGate, and I thank you all. And this, you can please keep in touch with this email if you like. Thank you.